Hey, what's up everyone? Atlantis here, and today we're taking a look at the new updates and changes with Wayfinder patch 0.2.4.0. In general, this patch is targeting stability and performance optimization tweaks to help gameplay sessions run more efficiently with less stuttering, faster response, and hopefully less crashes and disconnects. There are also some nice gameplay changes included with this patch, like increased epic accessory drops, UI changes, weapon balancing, and more. Let's jump right into the upcoming changes with this patch. We're finally getting the ability to craft more than one gloomstone and imbuement at a time, which is a great change and hopefully getting us closer to multi-selling in the accessory tab. The UI has had some updates, including a fast travel list that appears where players can select a signal fire to travel to. The affinity menu has been tweaked a bit to change the perks menu location, as well as new tooltip style pop-ups for mouse and keyboard, which is pretty awesome. We're also given more insight into our stats, especially crit chance, which has been a popular request from players for quite some time. Speaking of stats, there was a defense overhaul, and the way damage reduction is calculated has been changed to compare defense to a standard value based on the enemy's power level instead of the previous method, where defense was compared to the base weapon or ability power of the attack that was hitting the player. The problem with the previous method was that there were inconsistencies between damage reduction across enemies, levels, and bosses, leading to spikes in damage and unclear damage reduction percent values. With the new changes, the damage reduction percentage in the stats page should be the correct percentage against attacks from same level enemies. All in all, this should allow players better insight into their defense stats and reduction benefits against enemies of their same level, and even lower or higher power ratings while keeping spikes in damage less frequent. As I mentioned in my patch preview video, this patch brings a ton of performance and optimization changes affecting shaders, light maps, assets, inventory management, and more. We're hoping to see some big improvements to the player experience when it comes to game performance overall. We're also getting some changes to a few weapons and the Art of War passive for War Masters. Umbros has had its weapon power and resilience stats swapped. Tooth and Claw's ability Shredder Toss should no longer fail to find targets and won't bounce off silo clones anymore. Hellswarm has had its weapon power and resilience stats swapped and is receiving buffs to the weapon ability Volcano. It will now fire exactly 5 meteors per locked and loaded charge. The meteor damage has been increased by 20%. The meteor blast radius increased by 10%. The meteor drop rate increased by 150%, and the meteor landing area reduced by 50% to cause the meteors to be more tightly packed together. I'm definitely interested to see how these changes help with the viability of Volcano, and if this will still be enough. We're also seeing changes to Bloodsong's ability Wheel of Pain, which will now properly scale with both weapon and ability power, and staggers guard broken enemies. Grim Harvest's ability Bone Geyser will also now properly scale with weapon and ability power as well. War Masters rejoice as the Art of War passive is receiving some nice fixes to the way stacks are acquired and regardless of weapon type. Abilities that consume momentum give 1, 2, or 3 stacks of Art of War, depending on the ability level. Abilities like Gladiator Slice will give 1 stack per execution, totaling 3 stacks for a full combo. If Wheel of Pain is held for its full duration, it generates 3 stacks. For Bulletstorm and Volcano, they should generate 1, 2, or 3 stacks respectively, based on how many locked and loaded charges used. And for Dual Striker abilities, they will now trigger 3 stacks of Art of War. Overall, this should be a welcomed fix and update to the Art of War passive interaction, allowing for better synergies across all weapon types. One of the biggest changes coming with this patch is to accessories. The large chests have had their accessory drop rates increase from 1 in 6 to 1 in 3. And epic accessory drops from bosses have been updated, with the chance of an accessory drop being that of epic quality increased from 8.5% to 40%. You'll still need the accessory to drop, but having better rates for it to roll epic should prove very helpful for players farming for epic accessory sets, and even farming for better echo slot types on the epic accessories as well. Mutated accessories should now drop at content level, and consumables have been added to the chest loot table. This was an interesting addition, and I guess it will get players back into the habit of using consumables while playing. Other notable updates include a large amount of bug fixes to general gameplay, quests, the UI, enemy, NPCs, movement, and mutators. The Woods maps have had additional changes where the Shrouded Woods should feature more beast encounters. The Bone Orchard will have more Reaver enemy types, and the Hollow Heart should have more Hollow Ones showing up as well. A few echoes were updated, including the Beastmaster Echo. The Vulture Chill AoE dot was buffed by 150%, and the Bear Slam damage and break damage was also increased by 150%. The Maris Echo should now only trigger if an enemy is close enough to be pulled into the vortex, and the Riven Echo can be charged during its cooldown, allowing it to instantly unleash the damage proc once the cooldown is over. I'm definitely interested in seeing how the stability and performance holds up with this update, as I've also been frustrated at times of late with crashes and some of the stuttering. The gameplay and UI changes look really solid, and I hope to get some more information on the timeline of armory ranks and even maybe progress towards Mythic release. Let me know what you guys think of this patch in the comments section, as well as what you're hopeful for Wayfinder's next update. That does it for this one. I cover all things Wayfinder. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Wish you all the best and see you in the next one.